Alright, bitches. Working out some technical crap. Everybody bear with me a second. It's just me. Trying to figure out how I can read, so don't ask questions yet. Well, holy cow. The phone I was going to use. Hey, Pittsburgh. Go Penguins. The phone I was going to use wouldn't stream this piece of shit iPhone. So I had to use mine. I'm going to use this laptop to read. And that one had all my questions from Instagram on it. So, hey James. I see you're working with my ex-girlfriend bitch. That's nice. Hopefully she doesn't stab you in the back like she did me. Give me 1 second to get this up and going. So I'm not going to be able to... That's too far away for me to read, man. So... Oh, here we are. So, I got the questions finally. So, gonna do a Q&A. And see where it goes from there. So we've got this new Olight that I just did a review for. This Olight Javelot. This thing, you can it'll look out to. It's not really on. That's just a reflection of the light. That's pretty cool. It will go shoot out to at least 3,500 feet, which is over half a mile. Because mile is what, 5,200. So I don't want YouTube Premium. So the way we go, Q&A time has begun. Only a few minutes late. So will you ever do a meet and greet in New York City? Only if I'm able to. Only if I'm in New York City. I'd try to avoid it unless I'm going for the world's greatest cup of coffee. And then I would definitely be in New York City. Do I like motorcycle? Do I like motorcycle what? Hang on, you guys got to slow down with the questions here. What kind of gun do I carry now? I carry an H&K VP9. And how the hell do I see these questions over here? So I gotta figure this out. Come to Rochester. Yeah. Tony Soprano. What kind of gun do I carry? Oh, son of a bitch. The missus is out riding horses right now. And left this to me. There's one question. It said, are there a lot of skips, child molesters? I go through patterns with child molesters. I'll get a bunch of chimos, but yeah, I've caught a bunch of child molesters for sure. And, whoa. What's my favorite rifle? I'm using the SIG M400. Yeah, of course I carry a AR pistol configured as a short barrel rifle with an EOTech, an Olight, and 20 round mags. When will we have a boot camp in Florida? One day. I mean, I lived in Florida for years. I kind of grew up down there. What made me want to leave law enforcement and start bounty hunting? Oh wow, here comes a whole bunch of questions. Law enforcement. I left law enforcement to go into private stuff to do photography and advertising and marketing, which my degree is in. And I did that for about 15, 16 years. And then out of that, I was going to go back into law enforcement as a reserve or something, but I thought I was too old, so I decided to go into bounty hunting. And here we are 11 years later. And I'm here. I just thought I was too old to go back into law enforcement. I left law enforcement because I kind of got disenfranchised with the whole thing. We went to Chewy video. I've got to find it. I've got video on so many drives. The rest of the Chewy video, where the cops show up and everything, is a trip. Tomorrow morning, 06 Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock you East Coast guys, the final chapter of the Megan video comes out. So 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, the final chapter of the Megan video. And it's a doozy. She won't talk to me. Rex trolls her. It's oh, hey, I got the questions here. Check it out. All right. So let's go blooming through the question. Louder, please. Well, if I got a microphone here, but the stupid iPhone, they don't put headphone jacks in the phones anymore. Yeah. Fuck, I hate iPhones. So I'm going to jump back here. Suggestions for becoming a bounty hunter in Colorado. Team up with somebody good, hopefully out of Denver. Take our Denver class. Colorado's really easy. What taser do I carry? I carry the X2 taser. It's the two-shot taser, semi-automatic two-shot taser, the latest and greatest in way overpriced product. I don't have a lot of faith in the taser anymore. Not at all. Pros on concealed carry as a fugitive recovery agent, and can you enter a residence without letting the homeowner know? It really depends on the state that you're in. If you're in a state with less regulation, yeah, you can enter a house without the homeowner's consent. I've done it a lot and waited. So, concealed carry. I mean, if you want to carry concealed, everybody's got their own way of doing things. If you want to carry concealed, carry concealed. I mean, sometimes I got a big jacket on over everything, and everything I wear is concealed. It just really depends. Let the mission dictate the gear, not the other way around. Just don't wear all the gear because you want to be a cop or, you know, look like some kind of heavy-duty operator. Wear the gear that's specific to the mission. If you need to be highly visible, then be highly visible. If you need to be stealth and undercover, be stealth and undercover. Let the mission dictate your dress and your conduct. Am I a bounty hunter, Tony Soprano? Yes, I'm a bounty hunter. Jesse Hutt, I already talked about the meet and greet in New York City. If we're in New York City, yeah, absolutely. Anthony Vidal retracted his message. Moto Rising, do I like motorcycle? All of my near-death experiences in life have been on a motorcycle. So, I don't know about that. Got a lot of friends that ride, for sure. Rex is a big rider. He's got a super nice bike. Been doing this in Alabama since February. I feel like I'm not being paid right. The standard payout for what we do is 10%. If you're not getting 10% negotiated, you should be getting a minimum of 10%. You know, we've got clients that only want to pay 5% or only want to pay $500, and they're idiots. You know, it's an uphill battle. Trying to get paid what you're worth is an uphill battle. What kind of gun? Come to Rochester. I've been bounty hunting 11 years. I like dirt bikes. Black Mamba 751. Call Padilla in Lakewood, Colorado. Get on as a rookie and keep your mouth shut and your eyes open and take a class. That's how you get work in Colorado. Handcuffs I like best are the ASP handcuffs. I carry ASP handcuffs. I carry a set of ASP and a set of Smith & Wesson Model 100s. The Smith & Wesson Model 100s are for smaller people that could slip out of the ASP cuffs, because the ASP cuffs are naturally oversized, and I've had people slip out of them before. So in females, anybody under 5'2", I'm going to throw you in chain handcuffs just because of that. And the ASP handcuff I use is a hinged handcuffs. Hello from Tennessee. Hey, Tennessee. How about those Predators? Oh, wait, they didn't make the playoffs this year. Having a rough go at it. Now, just all those technical issues in the beginning, but hey, we're up and running. Could you get shot carrying a fake black gun? Yes, you could get shot. I knew a couple fugitive recovery guys that weren't allowed to carry firearms, so they thought it would be a good idea to carry an airsoft gun. It looked like a real gun, which is just 6 ways of stupid. I've pulled a lot. I probably pulled 15 to 20 guns off people. Only 2 of them have been real. Everything else has been fake. I don't know anybody in Missouri. Sorry. What's my favorite rifles? My SIG AR pistol platform that I have, which is the M400. Can't go wrong with SIG, and you should be using a stock rifle. What scares me the most of when doing my job? Other people on my team getting hurt, and animals and children are the things that freak me out the most. My everyday carry is my Gerber knife. Depending on my mood, my gun, I'm either going to carry a Smith & Wesson M&P Compact 9, which is 12 in 1, or if I'm in the mood, I'll carry my 357 snub nose. I carry a small little Olight with me, which is this Olight here, and you know, I got a challenge coin that I like to carry with me as well. But you know, there's plenty of pictures on the Instagram of my EDC sitting on my bedstand next to when I'm on the road on the hotels. What's my favorite thing about bounty hunting? The money, getting paid. The bounty hunting is it's a relationship killer. It's a friend killer. You know, it has its ups and downs. If you want to be successful in the game and make the kind of money that you should be making in this, I did it part-time when I was working in prison as a CO, and because I thought I wanted to get out. And I went to be a CO, and I was working part-time. I had permission from the warden to do this job part-time as long as I didn't use state resources. And you know, I made more money bounty hunting than I made working as a correctional officer. So paid a lot of taxes that year too, so it really sucked. Have you ever had a Taser M26? Can I do a video about them? I only have an M18 and it doesn't work. The M26 is old technology. If it's the only thing that you have access to, we're talking about the old Taser. It looks like a handgun, feels like a Glock in your hand. I started out with an M26, and within 3 months I was to the X26, and then sat at the X26 for 10 years until I decided to. Somebody owed me money, and they gave me a X2, and then the display was out in that X2, so that one went to training, and then I bought another one, a yellow one, because I like my less lethal tools to be yellow. I'm not from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, no. I'm just a Penguins fan since a kid. Any advice for someone who wants to be a bounty hunter but parents don't want them to? There's a lot of good choices if you're young. If I was young, I don't know if I'd be a bounty hunter. I might go into law enforcement or something else because it's got retirement and health benefits. This job has no retirement, no health benefits. So there's a lot of downsides to it. But I mean, if it's where your heart is and it's what you want to do, then just stick with it, and your parents will eventually come around to it. Hopefully, my parents. Yeah, don't even get me started on my parents. Something happened. Thing jumped. The heck. Okay, there's where we're. Boot camp in Florida. What part of Florida? North Florida, which is southern Georgia, central Florida, or southern Florida? What's the difference between law enforcement and bounty hunting? The Constitution. You're agents of the state as law enforcement, so you've got to abide by the Constitution. We are agents for the surety, and the Constitution doesn't play with us. We don't play with the Constitution. And we only go after fugitives. We don't write tickets for speeding. Do I treat child molesters worse? No, I try to treat everybody the same. I try to treat everybody the same as if want to be treated in that same situation. So if I'm being an asshole, I expect to be treated as an asshole. But once we've got you in cuffs, we dial it back. I don't really care what your crime is. It doesn't affect my pay. Now, if you're a convicted child molester and you're on the run, I'm going to catch you. I might be a little bit of a dick to you. It might be a little unprofessional. But you know what your responsibilities are, and you want to hide in the shed and do meth and not pretend to be homeless. The fact that Washington State would let child predators register as homeless and be okay with it is absolutely disgusting. And trust me, I worked in prison. Child molesters are treated pretty good in prison. Nothing like working in the infirmary and seeing a child molester getting a foot massage from a nurse. Absolutely disgusting. Hey Rex, Grizzly or Silverback? I picked Jacks. I take it we're not going to Priest. Judas Priest is tonight over in Spokane, and I take it we're not going since I haven't heard from you. No, I would never use a Glock. I wouldn't walk across the street for a Glock. The only thing that I have that uses any kind of Glock parts, I've got a small AR-9, which uses Glock 32 or 33 round magazines. The only thing I own that's Glock. Yeah, I just went through Taser recertification, and they didn't tell us anything about that Taser 7. So I don't know how much they're invested in it, because from a law enforcement standpoint and a fugitive recovery standpoint, they're not telling us about the product. So I'm wondering if it's a, I don't know how far behind I am in these comments. Do you recommend always having the fugitive at Taser point when detaining them? If we practice cover contact, and in our school we teach cover contact. So one person is going to cover, one person is going to contact. Your contact person never has a weapon out. Your cover person does, whether it's Taser or firearm. You should have some kind of cover for sure. I don't know how to address that question. Black Sail Studios. Yeah, Rex has got fans on here. Yes, that Rex Taylor is the real Rex Taylor. You can watch his ex-wife get arrested for the 4th time tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Are my videos staged? I just got a text message from Padilla, something about Bam Bam saying something about Glock. So, because I'm using my real phone for this. But yeah, that's the real Rex Taylor. And I pick a grizzly over a silverback gorilla any day. Thought you were coming up with a new question. 50 to $20 to $50 per defendant is a joke. That's worse than some of these Idaho guys. How tight do I make handcuffs? Tight enough to put one finger in. You should always be able to put one finger in. We never got out to shoot. We never got. So, hey, special shout out to Rex Taylor, who probably might still be watching. I don't know. I'm way behind in the comments. Robert Padilla and Sky Smith, our Denver team. Everybody's watching. Our team members are watching. My wife's riding a horse, so she's probably not watching anything. That's what she said. You fucker. Sorry for the language. Sway says our video staged. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Our videos are staged. No, we're not Patty Mayo. We're not Bounty Hunter D. We don't stage our videos. State or place you'd like least to do recovery in? Washington State, because they like to charge bounty hunters. Denver also likes to charge bounty hunters. When bounty hunting, do you need a concealed weapons permit to carry? It all depends on your state. The 10th Amendment has states' rights. Every state has different setups. Montana is different than Idaho. It's different than Wyoming. It's different than Washington. In Washington, you need to have a concealed weapons permit. I personally have the Idaho Enhanced Concealed Weapons Permit, where I can carry in like 42 or 43 states now. I'm not going to go to a state felony arrest. In California in a long time doing arrests. I just have my buddy Alan pick everybody up in California, and then we just meet at the border or in Vegas or something. So, yeah. Does my wife have hinged ASP handcuffs? How do you get your dog certified to bounty hunt with you? It just depends on your state. If the state has regulations, then you got to meet those regulations. If state don't have those regulations, if you want to have insurance, it's going to have some kind of special training. Yeah, I get nervous every once in a while bounty hunting. What happens when you can't find a fugitive? The bondsman has to pay, and then he'll hire somebody else. Most of the time we can figure out where they are, or at least get really close to them. Why would you want to carry an AK-47 pistol to do fugitive recovery? Rex and some guy that spells everything with capitals and little letters, lowercase letters, is having a conversation in my chat. What would happen if I shot one of my fugitives? Hopefully I'm justified in doing so. If I'm justified, hopefully nothing would happen. If I wasn't justified, then I'm going to, the pound me in the ass prison. What's the most dangerous bounty hunt have I ever been on and I ever been shot at? Yes, I've been shot at 3 or 4 times. And there's been shit's dangerous all the time. What was my occupation before being a bounty hunter? I talked about that. What do I think about Bounty Hunter D and Patty Mayo? I think they're entertainment. That's what I think about them. Let's keep asking Bounty Hunter fucking questions. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Bounty Hunter D and Patty Mayo. My wife was here, she'd block you. The blow wrap? Yeah, I saw it. Why does everybody think they need a gun and a badge to do this job? You get somebody else beside you with a gun and you hold a taser. Build your team accordingly. Build your team smart, and you don't have to carry every weapon. Being a bounty hunter is not about carrying a gun. It's about catching people safely with zero liability and putting them back into jail. That's what being a good bounty hunter is. We have a toolbox, and depending on what your funds are and what you're certified to carry and what your state regulates, Depends how big your toolbox is. I don't bring out my AR pistol all the time. I don't bring out my shotgun all the time. Robert says we're fake. Yeah, only the videos in Colorado with you in it are fake. Any of those subscriptions? Yeah, there's websites that we use. I'm not going to go into those in too much detail. Take a class. I'll go over it in detail. Which I kicked the lady door where she told me to get off the property. Yeah, I love that video. Somebody was bitching about that video the other day. Arturo Martinez, I think was his name. Heroin user, and his family pulled his bail because he was on heroin. And the girl who's vacuuming at 6 in the morning, that woman was 8 months pregnant, and she didn't even look 6 months pregnant. The second junkie. Kayla, hey Scott, hey Australia, how you doing? I don't. You said I've had this name for 15 years. I don't type in capitals and lowercase, just the name. Ha ha ha. Well, yeah, touche. There you go. You got me. I was talking about Patty Mayo and Bounty Hunter Dewey. Yeah, yeah, Robert. Everybody knows Patty Mayo's fake. Everybody knows. I've known since day one. When does the skip have a microphone and you can hear everything they say when they're 20 feet away? It doesn't happen in real life. I've known it's fake since day one. So is every other real bounty hunter. The real bounty hunters on YouTube is Bounty Hunter Tank. Bounty Hunter Tank's an amazing guy. He's an amazing individual, very inspirational. Bounty Hunter Tank, awesome dude. Awesome guy. Fully support that dude. Guys, you know, I'm a big guy, but, you know, I'm a big guy, not muscle guy. I'm a big guy, like, tall, and I eat a lot of pizza. Big guy. And Bounty Hunter Tank would scare me if he was at my door. That guy would scare me. I love Bounty Hunter Tank. He's awesome. The Bond guy, I've done some lives with the Bond guy. I know him personally pretty darn good. I'd love to do some work with him just to see how we interact, because he does shit totally different than the way we do it. But it would be cool just to do it, just to have done it. I like his personality. He's a sarcastic son of a bitch like me, so they'd probably be pretty funny fucking videos, I'd tell you that. I have outstanding relationships with law enforcement. Not all cops, but most cops. I've got them in my phone. I've got marshals in my phone. I've got special teams guys in my phone. I'm friends with SWAT. I have more cop friends. You know, probably like Padilla and Sky. We have more cop friends than anything else. I mean, right now my wife's riding horses with a police officer who's off today. So, you know, it's just nature of the beast. I mean, I've been in law enforcement forever, so. I've motivated, Reviews It All says I've motivated him to be a bounty hunter. Thinking about making the move. Take the class. We offer a substantial discount to former and current military. I just did a private class, and it was all five current military guys that are building a special team. So, and they chose me. They didn't choose those other stupid company that's close to where I live, because they're a bunch of fucking idiots and dipshits. Yeah, I've used the beanbag from. I don't know if that's a joke, Ronald Zager. Have I ever used a beanbag from a shotgun? Yes, I have. It's been written about on the internet, and there's videos on YouTube of me doing that. Vince Hall, hi, this is an agent out of California. Hey, California. Not a big fan of your state and the people that live in your state, but bounty hunters in California have all my respect and all my love. It's the other residents that I don't like. Why do people always mention Patty Mayo? Exactly. Right? 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 I don't know if I'm going to save this video up on the YouTube. I'll probably end up taking it down after all said and done. Holy cow, I've gotten to the end of all my questions. So there's a few here. Do you have to be licensed in every state? No, we don't have to be licensed in every state. No, not at all. Every state is different. 10th Amendment, everything's different. Stu Peters with TCAT. Stu Peters and I talk on the phone once or twice a year. Stu's a great guy. His team is a great team. They go after a lot of genuine bad dudes. And I've had them work files for me. And yeah, those guys are awesome. So subscribe and follow TCAT, Stu Peters. Stu Peters' opinion stuff that he would do when he was driving around was always entertaining. I always agreed with 95% of the stuff he was saying. Hey, we actually, so somebody said here, if we were going after a fugitive who used to be a bounty hunter, would you still take that case? Reed and I, back in the day, went after a bounty hunter out of Las Vegas who was up here and doing work, and he had jumped bail for this company. I don't remember the specifics. I was just an extra hand on it. And yeah, we caught him. He was a cool dude. I hate California. Yeah. Hey, Winston. My dogs are barking. Robert Padilla. Who my favorite teams are? Well, we're getting there, Robert. The Bond guy. Yeah, the Bond guy is. Yeah, he's still around. He's posting videos all the time. What you talking about, Willis? Sean Rabinet, hi. Colorado Coin Hunter, hello. Thanks for joining in. Shoot me some questions. Are bounty hunters allowed to use apprehension dogs? We use Ivy, our dog. We use her. She's a tracker. She's not a bite dog. I wouldn't suggest having a bite dog. The insurance liability on that, through the roof. But they are intimidating. Has anybody ever rammed my car? Too many times. I totaled one car. Another guy rammed me. Did $10,000 in damage to my vehicle, and then 4 months later it was totaled. Yeah, my vehicles have been run into quite a few times. Yeah, Bounty Hunter Tank really blew up. The guy with the crazy spelling. He's really taken off. I don't know if it's the fitness aspect of it or what, but he's really taken off. I mean, we blew up to like 56,000 followers, and then we've just kind of fallen stagnant over the last couple of months. I don't know why. All the really, 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 really good videos, you'll never see them. You might see them in class. I'm not going to put videos where we shot somebody with less lethal or did some other stuff. I'm not going to put those videos up. At least not for till the statute of limitations and I can't get sued on them. What tactical classes do you recommend? I just took a CQB class taught by SWAT. It was open to all my students. You know how many of my students showed up? Out of the 500 to 1,000 people I've trained, you know how many people showed up to my CQB class that was taught by SWAT? By my buddy at Defensive Action Center in Spokane Valley. You know how many people showed up? 0. 0 people showed up. That's how much people, if it's not a minimum standard, they're not interested. If it doesn't, you know, everybody only wants to do the minimum. Why wouldn't you take a CQB class taught by SWAT? I mean, shit, I was on SWAT team 15, 20 years ago. Why wouldn't you take a class to stay sharp? I still got the scar from where I got shot in that class by simunitions. It hurt like a mofo. Have I ever repoed a car as collateral for a bond? I've repoed hundreds of cars for collateral of the bond. I always get the keys. I'm a smooth talker like that. I always get the keys. Bounty Hunter Tank is from my hometown of Akron, Ohio. One of my best friends growing up was from Ohio. Okay, Ryan. So the crazy spelled name guy's Ryan. Okay, Ryan. The fur kids are charming. Winston, come here. Oh, that was Winston. Always making a mess. That's Winston. Hey, Winston. Say hi, Winston. Winston says hi. Oh, that's Winston. Everybody knows Ivy. This is Freddie. Freddie heard somebody just took his ball. He's not real happy about it. That's Freddie. Oh, hard finding jobs out here in Georgia for bounty hunting. What's my thought on the JPX Pepper gun? I had a bunch of thoughts on the JPX Pepper gun, and then some bitch on YouTube or on Facebook decided to put me on blast and say a bunch of shit she didn't know she was talking out of the ass of her mouth, and so I'm not going to talk about JPX Pepper gun. I've got one. I'm going to try and get into the instructor class for the JPX Pepper gun. Once I become an instructor for JPX Pepper gun, then I'm going to talk about it. But up until then, I'm not going to say peep on it. Do your research. That's all I say. Here's a tip. Get a real job that pays. Travis Williams. Well, Travis Williams, I do 6 figures and I do just fine. So, I have a real job and my real job pays. If you were going after a female fugitive, would you let your wife take the lead by herself if she wanted to? Could she run the show? Absolutely. I mean, her and the rookie took somebody down while I was teaching my private military class. I mean, you know, the whole idea of building a team, you know, having Sky, having Robert, having me, having Daniel, having Alan, we're all interchangeable. So, you know, Lydia can step up and fills a void on a team, and the team still functions just fine. So the whole point is to be an interchangeable piece of the puzzle. I mean, Sky and I don't work together all the time, but we make really damn good videos when we do, right? You know, everybody's interchangeable. I go to Denver, and it's one day I'm working with Sky, one day I'm working with Robert. I mean, I only work with Robert and Sky when I'm in Denver. If we want to bring somebody else in, we will bring somebody else in. But the core in Denver is Lydia, Robert, Sky, and me. It's the core. Because we're all trained. We've all been doing this. And, you know, the whole point of having a team is being able to fill that gap. So when shit hits the fan or when something goes on, there's a hole, and you step up and you deal with that hole. If 2 people are over here in the kitchen fighting this person in the kitchen and they've got it under control, maybe my job is to back the family up and move the family or move the child or move a dog to safety. It's about filling that hole and filling that gap and being cohesive, but yet breathing to where if somebody's having a problem, I can come over there and I can relieve that person. I've got medical training, probably the most medical training out of everybody. I think Sky's got the second most medical training. Robert, he gets the donuts and the coffee from Starbucks. I mean, everybody has their thing that they do. What are taxes like? Talk to my accountant. Jafar Davis says hi. You got anything that pokes that pokes me. You're going to the hospital first. Yeah, you're going to the hospital first before we go to the jail. Um, absolutely, absolutely, Kayla. Yeah. Barkley retracted his message. Have I ever extracted somebody from a clean house? Yes, I have. Watch the guy who shits his pants. You know, it's a 5,000 square foot McMansion, 6 bedroom square foot house. Um, I think it's 5 or 6 bedroom house, giant house on an acre. It was a clean house. Yeah, we've arrested people in clean houses. I've arrested people in clean tweaker houses. Can I, can I marry your wife, please? Do you don't know what you're getting yourself into with that? Um, so I'd be careful with what you would. What was it, Ryan? I remember that one. Which one? No, I'm not a bondsman. Never been a bondsman. Don't hope to be a bondsman. Um, no, I don't want to be a bondsman. How hard is it to get qualified? There is no qualification in Colorado. There's no rules in Colorado. There's no licensing in Colorado. Firearms. I have a Remington 870, um, outfitted with Magpul furniture. That is my lethal shotgun. Just got that back. It was in police lockup for 2 years due to a less lethal shooting. So I just got that back. That's sitting in the gun safe. It's kind of retired. KSG, less lethal shotgun, outfitted with a Bushnell red dot. I have a SIG AR pistol configured as a SBR with an EOTech on it. I run 20 round mags, 30 round backup. I use the Israeli 5.56 ammo, the Israeli defense ammo. Really good ammo. Got an Olight affixed on that. I got the SK adjustable brace on the back of it. My primary handgun is my H&K VP9, which is a 9mm I carry with a gold dot, 127 grain hollow points, bonded. I also have an M&P 45 full size, with in on my H&K I have the Olight PL2 Valkyrie 1200 lumen light. On my M&P 45 I carry, I don't know the grain on it, but I carry a Hydroshock HSTs in that. Best 45 ammo ever made. I carry a Streamlight TLR1 high lumen on that. Lydia carries a M&P 9 full size with a TLR1 high lumen Streamlight on it. On our handguns we run the Safariland ALS holsters with the quick release interlocking system, either in a drop leg or on a belt. That's the primary weapon systems. I carry an X2. Lydia carries X26. I carry the JPX pepper gun. We both carry OC. I carry Fox Mean Green. She carries 360 1.3. We both carry ASP batons. She has the really expensive one. I've got the real cheap one. And I got a Benchmade seat belt cutter. I got a Gerber Diesel multi-tool on it. 2 sets of cuffs each. Is there any news on Rex's ex-wife? Check out the video tomorrow. It's the fourth and final chapter on Rex's wife. I go interstate all the time, man. Interstate baby. I'll probably be on the road tomorrow doing interstate work. Have I ever felt bad for somebody getting arrested? Yeah, I felt bad for people getting arrested. Not everybody's an asshole. Not everybody missed court because they were a dick. Sometimes shit comes up. It's the chronic people that I don't give a shit about. But the honest, hardworking Joe, yeah, I might even get him back out. I mean, ask Rex. I'm always trying to work to get people back out. Thank you, Ryan, for being one of your favorite YouTubers. One of my favorite YouTubers is the Fish Whisperer. He hand feeds turtles and bass and a catfish named Odie. Absolutely love that guy. I watch his videos every single day, so I can relate. I don't like a 77 grain for 5.56. I run a 65 grain. I don't like the heavier bullets. They don't feed my full-size AR real well. Marriage relationship tips for people who work as bounty hunters. Considering I had as many failed marriages and failed relationships as I have, I am not going to give relationship advice. Just know that working with a significant other is far better than being with somebody who, is always gone. At least you're with them. At least you're together. How would bounty hunting international? Bounty hunting international. You find the person, and then you hand it over to the proper authorities. It's that easy. I think Repo, this guy, Biggie Wolf, says that he wants to be a repo man or a bounty hunter. I think repo men get shot at a lot more than we do. At least that's what the YouTube tells me. IFAS stands for Interstate Fugitive Apprehension Strike Team. Now, what pisses me off is when people, and here we go, Robert and Sky, this is for you. Task force. What is a task force? A task force is a group of individuals that are from different backgrounds. So if you have a task force in law enforcement, you got somebody from the sheriff's office, somebody from the police department, somebody from corrections, somebody from the DA's office, a prosecutor, stuff like that. A strike team, the pure definition of a strike team is people that are all the same training and all the same background. So Interstate Fugitive Strike Team is we're interstate. We go everywhere. We hunt fugitives, and we're a strike team. Robert's a bounty hunter. I'm a bounty hunter. Sky's a bounty hunter. Lydia's a bounty hunter. We're all bounty hunters. We all have similar backgrounds. Sky's got a law enforcement background. I have a law enforcement background. Robert has a law enforcement background. Lydia's got a bounty hunting background. And other people on our team maybe have private security and or bounty hunting. If you're William Hampton, then you're a Ross security guard who pretends to be a bounty hunter and loses his PI license. But that's a story for another day. Hey, William Hampton, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, yeah, he put the GoPro on the turtle, and then he calls him Turtle GoPro. We had the BBC with us for 2 weeks with Sky and Robert out in Colorado. The documentary's coming out at the end of July. Beginning of August, it's going to be available in England at first, and then hopefully it goes to BBC USA, or at least is online. And there's some big developments that are coming out of that might be pretty cool. Jake says, how you doing today? I am doing great. How you doing? I've gotten into John Foster. Have I ever had a hunt where I thought I might not make it out? Absolutely. I've had 2 or 3 where I thought I was in 2 fights for my life, to where I had to win those fights to be here today. But yeah, absolutely. Do I ever feel sorry for them? We arrested a lady, or we helped Alan Horner in California or William Ellensburg. Yeah, William Ellensburg. Fucking Scott's a nice guy, but his school, he's stepping on toes. Whatever, fucking Ellensburg. I digress. Don't get me, man. Get me on a soapbox, and I'll get myself into trouble. My mouth will get me into trouble. Have I ever felt sorry for him? So, we went to the house. We photographed her, fingerprinted her. We did everything that we could to satisfy the California statute that allows them to get off the bond. And, there was nothing in the fridge. They were piss poor. Lady had a couple of kids. Next day, we bought a case of water. We bought some food for the kids, and we dropped it off the next day. So every once in a while, I feel more sorry for the children and the pets in the situation than the actual adults. I am new. Darius Gilmore 11 says, I'm new to bounty hunting. My boss has taken me to get some gear this weekend. Handcuffs. I have a thing called the Basic 4. It's a ballistic vest, set of handcuffs with a really good handcuff key, a really good flashlight, and a firearm with a flashlight and a good holster. So depending on how serious and how much money you want to throw at things, you need a really good holster, you need a really good flashlight, and a really good set of cuffs. Arctic Q, I'd love to shadow you. I'm new in bail enforcement. Do you have classes that allow people to get hours and experience in real time? Yes, the Colorado class, our 48-hour class in Colorado, our students spent a day in the classroom putting together a case file and researching the guy. And then the second day, we actually went out in the field and we caught that person. That video, I believe, is on YouTube. I don't know what it's called, but it would have been a month ago or so. That video is on, and everybody in that video is a student. So we do offer those opportunities. Thoughts on drag queen? If you ever book a drag queen, and this channel is my bread and butter. We arrested a guy where I shot a dog in a gang complex, and the guy was dressed as a female. It was the night. It was Thanksgiving Eve. I arrested him on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. He dressed as a woman, and I think he did it full time, so that's not really a drag queen. I'm not here to judge, man. I don't judge people. They all pay the same. Why judge people? You just become that dick if you start judging people. You're a paycheck. Once I get you in the handcuffs and I deliver you in the jail, I get paid. Whether you're gay, straight, regardless of what you are, it doesn't matter. It pays the same. I don't get paid more money for arresting you because you're gay or you're straight. So I mean, who am I to judge? I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not here to judge anybody. So Felicia Montoya, hello people. Hola. Didn't work well for Dog. The problem with, if you read Dog's book, piss jugs. Yeah, the piss jug. Well, the piss jug video, we had some students as a ride along, but no, the other one where we caught the drunk guy is the one I was talking about, Robert. Piss jugs is an interesting video. Holy shit. Dog, if you read Dog the Bounty Hunter's book, which I read after I started doing this, I'd never seen an episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter prior to being an actual bounty hunter. So it was interesting perspective to watch a show, having been doing this for a couple of years. When I was in prison working as a CO every morning right before shift change at 5 in the morning, A&E or whatever it was would show back-to-back 2 30-minute episodes of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I watched more Dog the Bounty Hunter while I was in prison working than I ever did my whole entire life. And I'd already been bounty hunting for 6 years at that point. If you read Dog the Bounty Hunter's book, which I have, he talks about that. And Luster, he spoke fluent Spanish. They didn't have anybody with them speaking Spanish. They made some mistakes, but they walked. Eventually, they got the right attorney that was connected, like you got to have in Mexico, and throw enough money at it, and there you go. Whose is the black German Shepherd? No. That's Lydia's dog. She had it since a pup. It's trained. It's not a retired police dog. No. 72 Grand Torino or 67 Chevy Impala. I'll take a 2019, anything except Ford. Over that. I'm not answering that stupid question. What's the best part of your job, if there is one? Getting paid, Felicia, is the best part of the job. Yes, my wife has gone to hunt by herself as a female crew and with other people, and I haven't been there. And yeah, absolutely. She does it all the time. I encourage it. When you say LE, so you were a cop before I was a bounty hunter. So, I started out as a volunteer firefighter when I was 17, got my EMT when I was 18, was working the streets of Fort Lauderdale, Florida as emergency medical technician, 24 on, 72 off, running 911 calls, seen everything from shootings to suicides to car accidents that you wouldn't believe if I told you. And then I got recruited into the Broward County Sheriff's Office. And then I went to the academy in Broward County Sheriff's Office. And while I was qualifying on a new handgun, I ran into some Border Patrol guys at the jail. And they said I should apply because Ronald Reagan at the time wanted to hire 20,000 new Border Patrol agents. So they were just grabbing anybody. And so I went to work for Border Patrol. I was in class 234 in the Border Patrol. I think now they're up to 2,000 or 3,000 in classes. But I was in class 234 in Glencoe, Georgia. Went to academy for 6 months, learned how to read, speak, and write Spanish. And I worked Laredo sector. I was stationed out of Laredo sector. And then I got out. I hated Laredo, Texas, and I got out. And I went private sector for a long time as a commercial and film director and director of photography. And made a lot of TV commercials, made a lot of films that did pretty well, won some film festivals and stuff. Been a volunteer firefighter my whole entire life, so I've been a volunteer firefighter and EMT for about 30 years. And then thought I'd maybe go be a reserve cop or go back into law enforcement. Because since I was a little kid, all I ever wanted to be was a police car or a police officer. When I was real little, I wanted to be a police car. And Winston and Ivy are roughhousing right now. And figured I was too old to go be a cop, so I got out of the mind of going to be a cop. I said, let me try this bounty hunter thing, never having done anything like it before. Within 8 months, I was making $10,000 a month bounty hunting. My highest grossing year as a bounty hunter was about $130,000. After taxes and write-offs and expenses, it only ended up probably being 65, 70 grand a year. But I've been doing it ever since, and yeah, so here I am. That's the long answer for Kayla. It's not Kayla, it's Layla. Yeah, I guess it's Kayla, right? She's one of our older fans, been following us from way back when. Can we get past Patty fucking Mayo? Abso-fucking-lutely. Some of the Dog the Bounty Hunter was reenactment, Ryan. Some of the stuff is real. From what I've heard, that they had a stack of $100 bills, and they would walk up to somebody, tell me where he is, and I'll give you this $100 bill, which makes hunting really easy. I mean, I've done that before, and it makes it really easy. But I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't speak of it. I kind of just answered Anthony's question. What's the craziest capture? Oh, there's a bunch. Too many to name. Chewy is one of them. Show me your warrants, another one. I used to run a Vic, but I don't do it anymore. They don't blend in really well. I made a lot of money in my Vic. Ivy. Chill, Ivy. I don't like the whole run around like look like a cop. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't run that way. I wear jeans. Legal is legal for cars. It all depends on the state. Some states have laws that you can't run cop cars looking like cop cars. Private security does it all the time. To each their own. I'm not going to judge if it works for somebody. I'm not going to. I could give a rat's ass. I haven't done it all. I've certainly not done it all. I've just done a couple of things. I seem to have a Keilea, or Kalea. How do I handle? I arrested. All right, so here's how I handle people when other family members aren't around. So I had a husband and a wife with their 2 kids and a cat run to Mountain Home. Mountain Home, Idaho, and they had warrants out of Ellensburg, and I had contracts on both of them. Found them. I arrested both, called 911, called child and turned it over to the sergeant, who turned the children over to Child Protective Services. I had their vehicle and their U-Haul impounded because they were running, and I had their cat taken to the shelter. And that's how I handled it. I just call 911. It's the best trick we have in the book to deal with stuff like that. I'm there lawfully. I'm there legally, doing a lawful job, and I'm not going to leave kids behind. Try to find family members. And the cops took the kids. The kids sat there until an in-law could fly into town and get into town to take custody of the kids. So they were only with Child Protective Services for less than 24 hours. Here's a note. So, 3 weeks later, I'm at a Fred Meyer in Ellensburg, and I see the girl who I arrested her husband, took her kids away, took their cat away, impounded everything that they've ever owned. And she came up to me and she gave me a hug and said, "Thank you for saving her life," and that, and just to say thank you and give me a hug. So, weird shit happens, man. Worst house I've ever been in, Lord of the Flies. Watch the Lord of the Fly video. And if you see me flashing my flashlight around and you see these little specks that look like dust, those are flies. All the fly tape full of flies. Everything full of flies. And absolutely most disgusting house I've ever been in. Lord of the Flies. You do child molesters. No, you don't turn the cam off and give them an ass whooping. That will get you charges. I mean, you just professional, you do your job. That's how you handle child molesters. You don't treat them any different. Do I ever get bribed? If so, what did they bribe me with? Let me tell you how I got bribed. No, I don't get bribed. I don't waver. It's one of the things my clients like about me. You can't buy me. If I'm only getting $300 and you offered me $3,000, I'm not going to take the $3,000 and cut you loose. Sorry, ain't going to happen. My integrity's worth way more than your stupid $3,000. Yeah, CIs are easy. Flash some money. I have a video where we caught this girl and I went up to the dope trailer and I said, $100 is yours. And she fucking drew me a map right to the lady. And then we found her. That's the one where I'm walking out and I said, "You want me to shut your door?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, shut my door." And I said, "Well, shut it yourself, asshole." And then I walked away. Yeah, that's the one where I paid the lady $100. Jesse Wade, I have a hustle like nobody's. Another girl that we got into a low-speed chase with, my leg's still fucked up from the arrest because I jumped the fence. I jumped a fence. That's 2 months ago. I jumped a fence and tackled this girl, and had to use open hand defensive tactics on her. She sent a text to one of my teammates saying that we saved her life, and thank you. Shit, that happens more times than you think. Where can I check out? Revolver says, where can I check out classes? Website, bountyhunterbootcamp.org has all of our classes, upcoming classes. I think we're going to put a class together sometime in August in Denver. Probably do a class September in Post Falls. Check the website. Follow us on Facebook. Most evil person we've ever had to arrest. I arrested this woman in a trailer in Parker with my old partner, Matt Rodriguez. If he's here, hey Matt, miss you, love you. And he transported her to the jail, and he said the aura in the car was evil. He just wanted to get to the jail and dump her off because nothing scares Matt, nothing. And this woman said there was something about her that was just pure evil, and so. You know, I arrested 5 or 6 people in 2013 that had either committed murder or were about to commit murder. That was an interesting year. That made me look at everything and look at everybody, and start treating everybody the same regardless. So, is 9mm enough, or do I like to carry 45 ACP? A 10mm would be great. Not a lot of guns make 10mm, and I don't like the guns that make 10mm. The 10mm was good enough for it's good enough for Miami Vice. It's good enough for me. 10mm is a great round. I mean, the 40 cal came out of the Miami police shooting. You know, 45 is a great round. When I worked in law enforcement, I carried a 45. When fat and slow is all you need. The HST is a great round. It's a great stopping round. But 9mm, the new gold dot, and the thing that put me back to 9mm was capacity. I'm carrying 17-1 or 15-1, so I've got capacity. I don't expect to volley 17 bullets downrange at somebody because every bullet's got a lawyer, right? And but what it does, it does give you that comfort. So I 2 magazines, I'm carrying 30 rounds in 2 magazines, which is really nice. But 9mm ammo has gotten so good and so lethal. If you look at something I show in class, if you look at charts of the amount of people that are killed with 45 over the amount of people that are killed with 40, over the amount of people that are killed with 380, you know, more people are killed in the world with 22 long rifle than any other ammo. So it's about shot placement more so than the round. I mean, 380 is almost as effective as, you know, 40, 45. So don't get obsessed with the numbers thing. More people survive handgun shootings than die from handgun shootings. Hydrostatic tissue damage through the velocity of the bullet. I'm working on a book right now on firearms for bail enforcement. So I'm studying this stuff and writing about it. But hydrostatic tissue damage is what is lethal. And the only way you're getting hydrostatic tissue damage is with a round that has a velocity of 1,700 feet per second or more or greater. And you're not going to get that out of a handgun. Hey, Ivy. If you pull over my light, I'm going to whoop your butt. Ivy, chill. Winston. My God, those dogs are out of control. So you need to have that hydrostatic tissue damage. And you have to affect multiple organ systems and hit the right places on somebody. You have a greater chance of killing somebody with a rifle round than you do a handgun round. Ballistically. At least that's what studies are starting to tell me. The FBI trains for 3 shots, 3 seconds, 3 feet. So they're looking at, shootings, nationwide. And most of the shootings are a close quarter setting. There's a video Ryan, there's a video going around where there's this guy, and they stick him in an interrogation room, and I think it's a 1911 or it's a large caliber round. I think it's 40 or 45, point blank to the head, pulls the trigger. It's not like the movies; it doesn't blow out on the side. It sits in his head and it bounces around. I mean, Sicarios and hitmen use 22 all the time, for the point that you said. Hey, Garcia, what's up, Garcia? Hey, Daniel's in the house. Agent Garcia, how you doing? There it is. There it is, Daniel. We don't talk about Mr. Patty Mail. Thoughts on the? I don't know enough about the Ripper. That's Sky's cat territory. That ammunition that Sky's carrying. I want to be able to defend the round that I have in court, and the best defense for it is law enforcement's using it, and it's ballistically solid. One of the reasons you don't use reloads versus real the reason you use off-the-shelf ammo and not reload ammo is because there's a ballistic chart, and it's certified. So, that's why you're doing that. I already talked about that. Arctic Q says RIP is garbage. The terminal ballistics is trash. So there you go. I don't know. I carry Gold Dot. 127 grain bonded ammo. That's what I carry. I carry that because I carried it when I was with Department of Corrections as my duty gun and my duty weapon. The only thing I changed is I'm the H&K now over the M&P. But I do still have M&P. Lydia carries the M&P, and if I want to feel in the mood, the reason I use the system that I use for my holsters is because I can put my 45 on if I'm feeling it. I can put my 45 on. Full size M&P 45 if I want to carry 45, and I only want to carry 12 and 1. So, where is your female partner at? She's hot. She's single. Which female partner? The Hispanic one or the white one? We have 2 female partners. And then there's a whole group of females in Denver. There's a tall blonde one. There's a short brunette. Skies carries civil defense. Yeah, we gotta do a video on that. We'll do a live when I'm in Denver next. We'll do a live, and we'll have Robert and Sky right here, and we'll do question and answers with those guys. The Hispanic one, that's Lydia. I believe Lydia's married. So there you have it. Yes, dogs are going freaking nuts right now. That is for sure. Do I enjoy being a bail agent more than being a cop? Being a cop, I've got a brotherhood. You're part of a bigger team. And it's kind of more romantic in that sense. But I've built a really good team. I've got outstanding team members, ones that are watching right now and commenting through text message on my phone and not text messaging where you can see them. Shooting me shit, flipping me shit, and also giving me support. We've got Garcia on there right now. And I've built, it's taken me 10 years to build this team. Robert's been doing this 20 years, and we've just now getting a really good team. So, we've just now got a team. It took us years to build this team with Garcia and Rick and the team that we have. It took us years to build this team. And when you find the right people, you gel with them and you gravitate to them and you do anything you can. You do anything for them. And so I have that on a smaller scale than I had in law enforcement. So. My H&K USP 45, I had 12,000 rounds through it, and I didn't have to replace anything. because it was an H&K. Lydia is a hottie and a lucky girl. Yeah. Yes, I love the current team as well. Hopefully we stay as it is. It's, you know, Sky's been apart for over a year now. Robert and I have been doing stuff. I mean, there's one of our early Colorado Springs motel arrests. I mean, that was Robert and I, what, 2 years ago, Robert? So... we've been going an hour and 20 minutes. Some of the people in this chat, I can tell, are a little jealous of Scott, but try as you may, you aren't going to get to Scott. He's pretty thick-skinned. Oh, is that what they're trying to do, Ryan? I don't know. I don't let shit bother me. You, unless you're in this circle right here. There's two circles I've got. I've got this circle that my kids and Lydia and my dogs are in, and then I've got the circle just outside there, which is my extended family in Denver. Everything else, and Rex and shit like that, everything else out here, I could give a flying fuck about. So, yeah. John Goodman. Which John Goodman? Are you talking about Walter Sobchak, who drew a firearm in league play and forfeited his round and watched his buddies die face down in the mud for free speech? Shit, if I let shit bother me, fuck. I sleep well at night. I don't always sleep, but when I do sleep, I sleep pretty good. Thank you, Arctic Q, for we appreciate the support. Spread the word. If you look at Keela, she was with us when we had 3,000, 4,000 viewers, and then she disappeared for a moment and then came back, and all of a sudden we have 56,000. The one from Big Lebowski. That's what I was saying. The one from Big Lebowski. Have you ever been in a shootout? Yes, I've been in a few shootouts. Yes. I don't really talk about them, but I did survive them. Please tell me the shootout. Yeah, Keela. Yeah, 3,000 subs, and then you disappeared, and you come back, and we're at 56. But we haven't been able to. We've been at 56 for months now, or we were at 54. We gain about 400 new subscribers a month is all we're doing right now. Oh, Bam Bam is here. The fuck you call me, Fonzie? I'm gonna fucking shoot you next time I see you. Call me fucking Fonzie. Bam Bam is in the house. The guy that was in the video with the smartass, the Mondays video. He is in the house. And I claimed that yeah, I don't like being called Scotty. Childhood story. But yeah, I coined the phrase Bam Bam because he's always quick to go to, he reminded me of Bam Bam from the Flintstones. And then he went and got a tattoo of Bam Bam, and on his gloves it says Bam Bam. Oh, keep thumbs up like the yeah, Grandma's Boy. Yeah, he's in the Grandma's Boy video. That's Bam Bam. He is in the house. No, I don't hunt in Utah. Utah has strict restrictions. You should unless you're licensed in Utah, you shouldn't be doing any hunting in Utah. Utah is the most restricted state in the United States for hunting, where they allow hunting. I pulled people out of Utah. I brought people back to Utah, but I always hand them off. I have hunter friends in Utah. God, some of you people Some of you people have been with this live for the whole 80 minutes here. That's cool. I really appreciate the support. We have 40 people on right now. Shout out to where you are. I know one of you's from Australia. I know you anywhere. Bam Bam's from Denver. Where are we all from? Michigan. The Bond guy's from Michigan. I know you're from Vegas, Garcia. LA, Ohio, New Jersey. Hey, what exit are you from in New Jersey? Virginia. Virginia's for lovers. England. Hey, Master Edition 01 in England. You know who Stacey Dooley is? She did a documentary on us, followed us around for 2 weeks, and you will be the first to be able to see the BBC documentary at the end of July. You're going to start seeing my ugly mug on billboards, advertising, and web ads promoting the Bounty Hunter show for the BBC documentary. We're going to be all saturated over the media over there. Might even pick up some more followers, which is pretty cool. Salt Lake City, New Brunswick, Canada. New Brunswick, Canada. From Canada, eh? Are you a hoser? Alright, it's going too fast now. Colon, the Magic Capital. From Tri-Cities. Oh, I hate the Tri-Cities. Phoenix, Pennsylvania. So, Pennsylvania, are you a Flyers fan or are you a Pens fan? That's the $1 million question. Missouri, day off. I almost moved to Australia. Started looking at houses and was just going to say fuck everything and then moved to Australia. So which exit are from you from, Jersey? Pittsburgh, Kansas. Does anybody know where I'm from? Can anybody name my hometown? See if anybody ever pays attention. I don't think he's on any billboards in England. That Penn fan, good guy. Finland. That's where Tuukka Rask is from. Finland. He's one of your biggest hockey players. Tuukka Rask. He didn't win the Stanley Cup, but the Blues did. Arctic Q, Washington. No, I'm not from Washington. Nope. Post Falls, Idaho. No, that's just where I live. Bruins. Yeah, the Bruins lost. Lost in 7 to the Blues. Very cool. Pennsylvania State Trooper. Feck off. I lived in Auburn, Maine, and Portland, Maine for a while, so I know the Boston accent. Fuck off, please, Canadian. So, I'm from Rockford, Illinois, home of Cheap Trick. Yep, that's right, Rockford, Illinois. There's a piece of trivia for maybe a live down the line, so better plant that in your head. Maybe you could win a t-shirt or something. Hey, Padilla's back. So, Robert Padilla's in the house now. He's the one that everybody comments when they see him in a video. And Robert Padilla's back. Oh, right, yeah. How close is that to St. Louis? That's a long-ass drive from St. Louis, man. I wouldn't know, man. That's probably, what, 8-hour drive? 7, 8-hour drive? Wisconsin is the same. No, Wisconsin's not the same. Though my mom went to Beloit College, which is state line. I had 40 minutes from Janesville, Wisconsin, so it was northern Illinois. Yeah, we get the racist shit all the time. Yeah, I support the Blackhawks. I went to a Blackhawks game in 1969 with my grandfather when it was a wooden stadium. Place was crazy. I mean, I watched Blackhawk games as a kid growing up. Also went to Cubs games. My grandfather was really close friends with Ernie Banks. We used to go over to Ernie Banks' house all the time when I was a kid, not knowing who Ernie Banks was, and he'd sign a baseball, and then we go outside and we play catch with it. I have none of those baseballs now. None of those baseballs. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm a Pens fan. Blackhawk. I mean, I got a Blackhawks jersey, but my Blackhawks jersey is Marian Hossa, and who did Marian Hossa win the cup with? Besides the Blackhawks, with the Pens. Or am I a Starsky and Hutch fan? I used to watch the original Starsky and Hutch way back when. I think I'm gonna wrap up this live though. We've been going for an hour and a half. I'm not gonna save this. I am going to just park it and not save it. Anybody got any last questions before sign off? If you're in the Post Falls area, come to the gun show this weekend. I have a booth in the gun show. At the gun show, we'll be signing autographs, doing the meet and greet thing at the gun show on Saturday and Sunday in Post Falls, Idaho, at the State Line Gun Show. Yeah, I should have married a lawyer. If I ever get married again, definitely marry me a lawyer. Seems like I need one of those quite a bit. Well, I'm going to go smoke some weed. Well, you go right ahead and do what you got to do. Weed's a gateway drug to meth, heroin, and debauchery. So, whatever you got to do, man. How many states do I bounty hunt in? I bounty hunt in about 5 or 6 states. Team-wise, we cover the whole entire United States. Don't think just because it's not a bounty hunter state that we're not going to get you, because we will. Yes, I do private training for groups. We just had a private military training session. We just had it. And, but yeah, I do groups. I also come to your office. So if you have a bail bond office, we'll come out to your office and help you run your files. Maybe see stuff differently than you didn't see, or train your staff. We're hired by the day or by the week. Hey. Yes, we have an agent in Florida. Garcia's contact in Florida. He is unbelievable. He catches everybody. I think he's out of Miami or Fort Myers. I can't remember. Garcia knows. But yeah, absolutely. That is it, guys. I'm going to sign off because I want to get, shit, it's 7:30. I was supposed to go to Judas Priest concert tonight. So I got to call Rex and see if he was able to get tickets. Maybe check StubHub, see if they're on the cheap right now. So... what's the best way to get started in Colorado? Hunt down Padilla in Sky, take a class. Next class is probably in August in Denver. Meet the people, start networking. So that's it. Thank you to everybody that came out. Make sure, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on for notifications. Tomorrow morning, Rex, the final chapter. The 4th time we arrested Rex's ex-wife. 4th time in a year, the same woman 4 times. It's a 17-minute video. I promise you it will not disappoint. And that comes out tomorrow morning. So to everybody all over the U.S., England, Finland, Canada, Australia, nobody from Germany today, thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. Every time I get close to the light, my hand goes overexposed. Yes, it is the Megan video. Yes, it is.